Yeah, so I saw this TikTok that was glorifying self-isolation over, you know, interacting, socializing and all that. If you're gonna be self-isolating, you have to be what's called meditating at least once a week. At least once a week. I feel like that's mandatory to me. Because when you self-isolate, you're basically relying on your mobile device, so Instagram Reels, you know what I'm saying? For you page on TikTok, Twitter, whatever social media you use to have fun. That becomes your social interaction, right? You kind of have your interactions via that. Um, so when you do that, I think it's very important that you meditate because you're having a lot of conversations by yourself internally, right? You watch a video, you make a judgment of it, and you start having a little bit of conversation by yourself a little bit. Everyone has internal conversations themselves, anyways, regardless, right? But when you are actively social isolating, and I'll get into details why people self isolate as well. So please stick by. It's gonna get serious and important and all that. Um, so when you're doing that, it's important to have period of a time where you're shutting down your brain, where you're training your brain also to shut down. You don't have to have internal conversations consistently. Like people, I feel like when people are on social media and they're just on their phone and it's not necessarily everybody in the room, you can't make a passive judgment in your mind, right? But then because you doom scroll, you end up doing this shit on a daily basis. This kind of becomes a routine to the point it doesn't sound or feel as crazy to you to have internal conversations by yourself in your mind every time. And that's where the problem kind of comes in with like self isolation and why you need to meditate. You need to go for walks. You need to go for walks, start listening to music. Just be in the present of the moment. It's very important to all my self isolators out there, my brothers and my sisters, who are trying to protect their peace and their mind, to also protect their peace and mind from themselves. Because, big schizo, big bro schizo, and big bro BPD, you know what I'm saying? They'll go into your mind and they will fucking get themselves comfortable. They'll sit on there like a couch, you know what I'm saying? They'll lay and do one of these ones. Like, oh yeah, we here now. And I'm not gonna leave until you get those brain numbing pills inside me. So for you, my brother and sister, it's important for you to meditate and manage your self isolation. Also, don't take it too seriously. Okay. Now getting into why people self isolate. To me, I'm gonna be using a combination of personal experience as well as perception of like other people who have self isolate just online and psychological researches. People do self isolate most of the time, 60% of the time. I'll just use 60% as the rate, right? People isolate because of the experiences they've had with other people. Other people, like I said, I don't know if I said this earlier, but social interaction is something that was always overrated because the people who really benefited the most from social interactions were people who were capitalistic. And we live in a capitalistic world, literally capitalism, all right? People capitalize on other people. Those are the people who are good at social interacting, who are not as self aware of the impact they have on other people, or they are self aware of the impact they have on other people, so they choose to capitalize on that. And then there's other people, right, who are self aware about themselves and who do want to be treated the same they would treat others. So they do end up treating others the same way they would want to be treated. And then other people who see that shit as a weakness, like bitch ass nigga, you gonna treat me nice and you're gonna use common sense and you're gonna understand where my feelings are coming from, where how my trauma and my experience with my parents affected me. So you're gonna use your common sense and try to be nice to me, bitch ass nigga. Well, for that, my nigga, I'ma manipulate you and take advantage of you. There is people like that, and when you experience this at a young age, I feel like teenagers, you don't really know how to deal with that. So that kind of affects you. It kind of makes you feel shitty about yourself to a point that you feel anxiety, depressed, or whatever. And then now you try to close down yourself, like you don't see worth in yourself. That is also an outcome. I feel like that happens to 60% of people who socialize, who end up self isolating, whether later on in their life or earlier in their life, right? Um, the other 40%, I genuinely think you people are just pieces of shits. No offense. Like I also do think like some people are forced into self isolation where it's like they they are their personalities is just kind of like repulsive in a way where it's like people, you are not choosing to self isolate, like you kind of have to because nobody wants to deal with you because you're a meanie, you're a bully, all that, and like you don't have also the charismatic personality to you to where people can just overlook that. So to those people too, I'll just suggest you change for the better, buddy. Find God. But to the others who are genuinely victims to social interactions and then they end up, just putting themselves away, you're robbing the world from seeing the best of you. Self isolation is a key thing to do when you're identifying yourself, but you do have to find yourself. You do have to find yourself because we need you out there. We need more good people in this world because bad people are loudest. Have you ever noticed there's more negativity than positivity? Because positive people don't feel like they need to talk all the time. They just feel good in their heart. So they don't need to spread bullshit to other people. They're feeling good. They're content with themselves. They're like, okay, I'm cool. But negativity, people with hate and all that, they just are the loudest. I don't know what the science it is to it. They just are the loudest. They will talk more. They'll be more less self-aware about their impact on other people. They will care less about what they say. They will just bubble on and say whatever they want to say, regardless of the impact it has on other people. And that forces the positive people, not necessarily saying people who say negative things and all that are just bad people altogether. They do have good qualities. They just need to be more self-aware about the actions that they take and say, because you are impacting those who are not loud. You know. So my main point of this video, my buddy, is chill out, do self-isolate and find yourself. But also, may that be the short-term solution to your life. Do find yourself. Do take time, go on hikings with a friend. And if you don't have a single friend you truly trust like that you have bonded with, that's fine. Go on hikes by yourself. Write your feelings. Express yourself. Um, and when you're ready to come out, you know what I'm saying. After you've are confident in your identity, and you know that regardless of what other person may do or say to you, you are content with who you are. You'll be more capable of expressing yourself and more capable of living the life that you desire. And you will have friends, and you will have no, I don't know if it's friends you necessarily need, but you will need people. You will get people in your life who are for you. Whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's a cousin. Some people don't even talk to their cousins. So like your cousin could be your brody. Nothing's thicker than blood. So yeah, find yourself, do isolate, but don't do it for too long. Especially to you young people. Don't think self isolation is the oh is this solves all your problem, because it doesn't. I think eventually you need other people, and for you to get the best out of your own self, um to get the best out of your own self, you need to put yourself out there, and you cannot just coop yourself into a room and just stay in your room forever. You do need to express yourself and be out there. Why I'm doing this video, I don't know. I just have some experience of self isolating, and also I noticed some negatives and some positives of doing that. But I also just want the best for everybody. I want the best for you, and I want the best for me, and I don't want bad people, negative people, the Elon Musk of the world. I was just having this thought earlier that, like, as it is winter time right now in South Africa, right? There's probably families, or a family or two or three, that are fucking like cold as fuck, and they don't even have access to blankets. They just cold in that bitch, just cold, just road dogging life in that cold, right? And I was thinking, like, Elon Musk could just go to South Africa right now and donate blankets to at least 100,000 people, right? Or he doesn't even have to do it himself. He can just set up a foundation just like this and have 100,000 of blankets donated to people, and that would do a lot of good to those people. But this motherfucker would rather spend 2.2 billion to go to Venus and find nothing. Like, he would rather not put, of which buying blankets will not cost $2 billion to like a million people. It wouldn't cost $2 billion, I don't think, not at all actually. But this motherfucker would rather go to Venus, set up a fucking space link, some shit, so we can listen to dead air, like dead silence, and be like, hell yeah, than just help people with the basics. So yeah, man, cold people, capitalistic people run the world, and sometimes it feels like if you do have a good heart, you just have to suffer. But man, the more you express yourself, the more you're out there, I feel like you end up doing more good for the world. And you should not just let the big dogs dictate the world forever. Eventually we need to come out the closet, come out the room. But yeah, man, if you're gonna self isolate, please do it in a productive manner where you're identifying yourself and creating an identity of yourself. Because I don't want you to just self isolate and end up being schizophrenic and bipolar and BPD or whatever. Because then what was the point? Anyways,